to make it efforts tap. He wins by a half, according to this here in the telegram.
Hello once again, racing fans, and welcome to the April 14th edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, and along with Drew Forster, we're going to go through the Sunday, April 14th race. We've got 8 on tap. We have 7 6-furlong races, and we have the opener at just a little tiny distance of 3.5 furlongs, but 8 races nonetheless for Sunday.
Yeah, some good races too. Interesting.
Nice allowance race. The young horses.
Race,
yeah, 3-year-olds as they begin their trek towards the BC Derby in the second week of September. Still a lot of hopes. Hopes are high with the 3-year-olds at this time of year. Well, most horses. A lot of them are undefeated. So, well, it's interesting to see how things go today. Hopefully the weather gets a little bit better for the Sunday card. And let's get into the first half of the double. In race number 1, we get, as I mentioned, 3.5 furlongs will be the distance. $5,000 claimers. I'm going to try the 2-horse Veni Vidi Vici. Gabriel Asensio, good hard-working kid, gets a shot on this horse for Julio Silva. Horse that's run some good races going 3.5. I know he's in against some tough ones like Oh to Be Lucky, Seashell. Nicotiana is very fast as well. But you would expect to see a pile of speed horses. There's going to be no back runner in here.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but this horse, Veni Vidi Vici, has run some good races, and hopefully can use the inside post to his advantage, and the price will be right. Now, I just tried to get a little bit of value here with Veni Vidi Vici, and work tab's pretty good, and I'm going to try him over the 4, Oh to Be Lucky, who will likely be the favorite. He's actually had an excellent year winning a lot of 3.5 furlong races in 2012, so definitely he deserves respect, but the price will be likely a little bit smaller. And I put the 6 Nicotiana in for third. This one's very quick out of the Mel Snow Barn, usually running around 2 turns, but I'm going to try the 1-turn trip here. I went 2-4-6 in the Sunday opener.
I agree with you totally. I went with Veni Vidi Vici too. I wasn't really looking for a price, but I just like this horse seems to like this distance. He's super quick. 6 tries in the distance, 2 wins, 2 seconds. And I'd like to see Gabriel Asensio get on.
He's like I said, a hard-working kid.
Good guy. So I have him on top. Oh to Be Lucky, your probable favorite of the Pat Jarvis barn. Again, you mentioned had a strong year at the 3.5 furlong distance last year. I have him in second. And Nicotiana, Marlowe Dunn and Mel Snow team up for that one. Speedy mare. I have her in the 3rd spot. 2, 4, and 6 for me as well. The one I left out is Seashell. That might be the other.
There's your superfecta horse.
Yeah. On to the second, the maiden 5,000, 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs. And I've gone to the first-time starter on the Troy Taylor Barn Pirate Chest. Works aren't outstanding. Troy does know how to have one ready, though.
Yeah, I think it's sneaky with the works.
There's just not a whole lot in here. Nobody looks overly scary to me. So I went to Pirate Chest. Troy Taylor, Aaron Grider, try and get them in the winner's circle here with a first-time starter for 5,000. The second spot, I went to the 2, Intended Consequence.
Intended consequence. That's what let's go. We'll go with that. Consequence.
You've heard me talk about the Greg Tracy horses. They are looking good this spring. They've all been training well. Scott Williams, no stranger to Greg Tracy. They hooked up a bunch in Edmonton. Scott takes the call for Greg here. I have him in the 2nd spot. And in the 3rd spot, I have I Want Seconds. Richard Hamill riding for William Levanaway. Horse that was running for much higher at Turf Paradise. Comes in here, fit from Turf Paradise, hits the bottom straight away. I think that's probably shows me some signs that he's going to be right there. I have 5, 2, and 3 in the 2nd.
Yeah, I went to the 1 horse, the Spark in the Dark. I did a little bit of a different one. As we mentioned many times before, I like going with the 4-year-olds over the 3-year-olds in these 3 and up races, especially early in the year. A lot more seasoned. I know the horse has had a lot of chances, the Spark in the Dark, but so this horse has some speed, has the seasoning. Work tab's been good for Frank Barabee as well. So I'm going to try a Spark in the Dark from the advantageous number 1 post position. I put the 5-horse Pirate Chest in for second. The Troy Taylor Barn, not ambitiously placed at all, down here for maiden 5, so definitely wouldn't need to be too big a superstar to win today. And I put the 2 Intended Consequence in for third out of the Greg Tracy outfit, and those are my 3 horses. I went 1, 5, and 2. Not a race I loved, but I mean, you got to make, try and find something out of what you get, and there's not a lot of form here, not a lot of great form, and so, but I do like the 4-year-old angle in these kind of races, especially in April and May. So I went 1, 5, and 2. On to the 3rd race, maiden 5 granders. Once again, this is for fillies and mares, though. They're going to go 6 furlongs, and I've landed on the 7-horse Form and Opinion. Off the pace horse, but and the price might not be great, so it might be a vulnerable favorite. But I'm going to try for him, in opinion. Horse running some good races or decent races at Turf Paradise, and especially at Sunland Park. Last run was a little bit better. That was against 3 and up too in that race, and so I'm willing to give her a shot.
Yeah.
Just couldn't see a lot other than that. I put Harold in for second. The 4-horse Stormy Freeway goes on Lasix. Just the one run going 3.5 furlongs. But some nice tidy works, 101 and change. Scott Williams rides, so this horse deserves respect, has some speed as well. And I put the 1, Counterfeit LK, out of the Rob Maben barn. I think you'll see Rob Maben have a pretty good spring. Those horses came in early and they've been doing good, and Jason Jensen gets on them, and I just like what I see. A lot of I think you'll see this outfit do a lot better than in the past. And Counterfeit LK, older filly, and just one that ran some decent races last year. Good works, good enough for me to put her in for third. I went 7-4-1.
I went to the Herald horse that you mentioned, Storm Freeway. Just the one start last year. Kind of got left in the break a little bit and advanced, which is good when you're going 3.5. So now going 6, a little more room to maybe put that run together and maybe get the money under Scott Williams. The second spot, I have form and opinion. The horse you mentioned, the Greg Tracy barn, Marlowe Dunn takes the call. A horse that traveled around the Midwest. Should be fit enough. And the third spot, I put Stormageddon out of the Tac Inoue barn. A horse who ran for maiden 20 here last year. Got a start under his belt. Ran against some decent horses there in Pineapple and Serendipity Grove. So I'll give her a shot for the maiden $5,000 level. I went 4, 7, and 6.
Yeah, I didn't mind that Stormageddon. That would have been my 4th horse. It kind of had a wide journey going 3.5 and a pretty good heat. So definitely one to look at in the paddock and might run pretty
with
good.
Pineapple,
because this isn't a tough race.
Yeah.
And wouldn't need to be too much to win it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Not at all. You're going to run around there in about 1:15 or something.
He's not starting at the top.
No.
On to the 4th race, maiden 25,000 fillies and mares, and I have gone to the 6th, super amazing, out of the Delbert Rycroft.
Oh, our good buddy. Another ex-rider turned trainer.
Delbert is a very colorful character, very popular guy around the back.
Colorful, you're being very modest.
Very colorful. Delbert's one of everybody's favorite people. Real character. Very good to have him back here at Hastings. He gets his horse out of Woodbine, where it just got beat a nose for maiden 20. If she can put that race back, run that similar kind of race, that should be enough to get the money here. Scott Williams takes the call for Delbert. I have Super Amazing on top. The second spot, I went down to the rail. Maney out of the William Levanaway barn, one that was running in the maiden special weights at Turf Paradise. Just got beat 4 lengths last time by Lookout County. Should translate to a horse that's competitive at this level here. And the third spot, I put Forever Me, a horse that Melanie Walters ran right near the end of last year. Got the start under her belt. That was running against the boys there. Twist Grips, Bell Tower, Rockin' Cherokee. Decent horses.
All those horses, like Bell Tower's come back to win. Didn't win his next race, but Bell Tower's no longer
after that.
a maiden.
Rockin' Cherokee broke his maiden at Hollywood Park. So got a nice 48 buyer. So that's one that wouldn't really surprise me to see maybe be in the mix here. So I went 6, 1, and 2 in the 4th.
Yeah, I see the race very similar. I like the 6 Super Amazing. As you mentioned, Delbert Rycroft training here for Scott Williams rides. Decent work, nice final prep in 47. Yep. Nice work tab. I mean, it's a speed horse. There's not a lot of speed in here. I think Super Amazing gets the lead, dictates the tempo, and definitely her race to win or lose. So I like the 6 Super Amazing. Put the 1 Maney out of the William Levanaway barn. Once again, the Fitness Edge in for second. And I put the 4 Honey Skila. And I'm going to slide this one into the 3rd spot. And once again, another Mel Snow runner that I've selected in the top 3. A couple of them races last year were pretty good, and I like the final work in 1:14 and 1/5. That's a nice 6 furlong breeze. So I put her in for 3rd. But I definitely like the Speedy Super Amazing. I went 6, 1, and 4. On to the 5th race. Got some $4,000 claimers here going 6 furlongs. Horses that have not won 3 races lifetime or have not won a race in 2013. I landed.
Means it's pretty much eligible to
everybody, unless the Turf Paradise winners. But I've landed on the 6 Warren's Tony R. Claim for $3,000 last fall. A little alarmed that the horse didn't make it to the races at Phoenix, because I know the outfit went to Phoenix, and this one didn't start. But wow, 45-1. I don't know if that was necessary, but 45-1 is pretty solid work for a $4,000 claimer. Yes. And there is some speed in here. I look for The 5, Western Woods. The 8, Passion Red. The 9, actually all the outside horses, the 8, 9, and 10 appear to have a lot of speed. So I can see some congestion up front. I look for Warren's Tony R to get a good trip in mid-pack and get the job done under Antonio Reyes. Put the 2 Ice Rules at a bit of a price in for second. Form kind of went a little south towards the end of the year in 2012, but still a lot of them races early in the season were quite good. This guy can run a little, and John's has put some good works into him too. So I give this horse a shot from a nice advantageous inside post, and I think this horse will get a good trip. And I put the 5 veteran Western Woods out of the Greg Tracy barn in for third. But I do like the 6 Warren's Tony R, but not a key. I wouldn't be keying him in any pick 4s, but definitely go 3 or 4 deeper. I definitely like the 6-2-5 though.
I went with the 4. Here's Come Lucky out of the Troy Taylor barn. Yep, puts blinkers on. This was a 2-year-old champion here. He had trouble translating that into his 3-year-old year. He was, but he was running against Alberta Breeze and Taylor Steele, Wilo Cat. Nice. He was in much tougher races. He starts out this year at the bottom of the ladder, but there's not a whole lot in here. So I think if he can regain a little bit of his old form, he's going to be a lot to handle in here. So I went to the 4. Here's Come Lucky. I agree with you, Ice Rules. I have Ice Rules in second. This is a horse that was, as you mentioned, running good at the beginning of the year last year, strung together some wins. John knows how to have him ready in the spring. Scott Williams takes the call for him, so I have him in second. And then the 3rd, same horse as you, Greg Tracy's Western Woods with Fernando Perez in the irons. Coming from Sunland, that one will be fit, so he's in the mix here too. 4, 2, and 5 for me. On to the 6, 3-year-olds and up, claiming 10,000. I went to a salty old campaigner, the 2, A Lasting Peace. A horse who's won 11 times in 32 starts for Jim Brown. He's coming from Turf Paradise. Didn't have the best out last time, but that was over a month ago. He's come home. Should get his legs under him. This is a pretty honest little guy. Mm-hmm. He always runs his race. He's always pretty tough. Frank Fuentes takes the call for Jim Brown. In the second spot, I put the horse that Hamill selected over A Lasting Peace, Arkhill. Another honest trier, a guy that's always right there. Right. Honest horse out of the Craig McPherson barn. I look for Craig to get off to a good start too. His horses have looked good this spring, and they've been working very well. Yeah,
he put a good scare into Troy at the end of last year. Craig almost
he was coming late.
He was getting there, but he ran come up 2 or 3 wins short. But Craig's always one of our top trainers.
Yes, he is. So I have him in second. And in the 3rd spot, Congratsky, another one that Steve Henson and his son Robbie Henson had down in Turf Paradise. I like the fitness angle. Scott Williams takes the call for him. I have 2, 4, and 6 in the 6th.
I don't have much to add. I think those are the 3 horses. Lasting Peace, just hit the turf last time, and other than that, if you look at his form, he's been brilliant at Turf Paradise. He has speed. He can sit off of another horse. Because I'm a little concerned that the 1 horse Swiss Arrogance in the race, but this horse has really good speed and is drawing the rail. So I like a Lasting Peace, though. I put Arkhill. If the 1 and 2 duel, then Arkhill wins it. So I've got the 2 and 4 as my top 2 horses, and the 6, Congratsky, who I think I've heard is going to be scratched because he's not eligible, because he's a claimed horse. And
we'll have to look into that.
But just don't totally go by what I'm saying right now, but I think the horse is not eligible.
We'll know on Saturday.
You'll definitely know on Saturday when he's scratched early, but the horse is a claimed horse, and this Turf Paradise meet is not ended yet. And
He's got a question mark.
He's got to put a question mark beside because I've got him in for 3rd. I got 2, 4, 6. But definitely like 2 and 4. 2 and 4 are head and shoulders the best anyway. Probably a small exactor, but I think the 2 and 4 are your horses in the 6th race. On the 7th, our feature event, and onwards a 2 lifetime, 3-year-olds going 6.
Nice little race.
Yes, I went to the 1 Tiggertown. Didn't close out the season as good as I thought he would have. I thought we would have seen him win that race in Winnipeg at Assiniboia Downs, but obviously something went amiss. The horse wasn't, he's given the rest of the year off after losing at 2-1. But I was impressed with his win with Pedro on him there in August. This big gray colt has a lot of run to him, and he's looked very impressive when I saw him last year in the mornings. It looks like he's doing things very nicely again. He's been training at Sunland, so he's had a lot of mileage, and I think he's going to be good to go first time out. So I'm going to try the 1 Tiggertown to defeat the 2 horse After the Conflict, who had a nice win when fitted in blinkers for the first time. Certainly a little bit of equipment. That's all you need sometimes, a little tweak on a horse, and you get, boom, a totally different performance. But he did drop slightly, but still the blinkers turned him into kind of a pace horse, and he won off very easily, so he deserves a lot of respect. And I put the 4, Prohibiting, owned by the Moj, Bob Marjanovic.
Good friend of the show.
Great,
the Moj,
awesome. The Moj always gives big props out to Handicappers Corner when he's on the team 1040, and it's great. Wish him lots of luck here with Prohibiting for Troy Taylor and Aaron Grider.
He's in Vegas this weekend, so we might see the odds fluctuate a little bit. Maybe Moj is hunkering down on him.
I went 1, 2, and 4 in the Sunday feature.
I have the same horses. I did put After the Conflict on top. He's fit. He's been running Golden Gate.
Edge.
He did drop down to a maiden 32, but he just aired him that day. He won by 6. And those maiden 32s at Golden
come up
Gate
salty.
are salty races. So I think he's fit. He's ready to go. He's proven he can run. I got him on top. Richard Hamill takes the call for Craig McPherson. I did put Prohibiting in the second spot. He's a handy horse. He's not really a 3 furlong horse. He ran 3 furlongs the first 2 starts of his life. He's a bigger guy, and he did run second to Lady Henrietta. Then he come back, beat Proud Victor, who ended up being our top 2-year-old, going 3/4 last year.
Yeah.
And then ran the stake against Bridge Jumper, got beat by Bridge Jumper and Gambino. 2 decent horses. So I like Prohibiting. I have him in the second spot. And the horse you mentioned, Tiggertown, your top selection, I put him in the third spot. I went 2, 4, and 1.
Yeah, the Midnight Lutes are doing amazingly
They are.
good
They're running
in California.
good
Every good horse that seems like Bob Baffert has is a Midnight Lute, and there's a lot of them on the Derby Trail right now, the Midnight Lutes, and he's a Midnight Lute. Probably didn't see his best at 2.
Yeah.
He ran all right just because he's a talented colt, but I think you might see him better at 3. But I was just a little concerned about the 6. That's the only reason I didn't put him in the top
he is,
spot.
as I mentioned, he is a kind of a big guy, too.
Yeah.
So he's going to get better as we stretch out. On to the nightcap, Fillies and Mares claiming 4,000 non-winners of the year. I went to the 2, My Bailout, out of the William Levanaway barn. Another one, got the 1 start in Turf Paradise. Then he put her on the shelf, but she did run an allowance race there. She's been training down there in the sunshine. Comes up here.
Kind of a fitting name for a horse in the last race.
My Bailout, yes, exactly. This is a get-even horse here. Antonio Reyes takes call from William Levanaway. She's a pretty talented mare. Bounced around a little bit in her career, but started to put it together last year. He reeled off a bunch of wins here. William starts her off the bottom of the ladder. She might be able to do the same thing this year, get going and get some wins under her belt. The second spot, I put the 5, Susan's Luck, one that Jim Brown claimed at Turf Paradise and didn't have the best luck, but she was running a much tougher races. Ships up here and starts, as I mentioned, at the bottom in the non-winners of the year for 4,000 for trainer Jim Brown. Richard Hamill takes a call. And in the third spot, I put a bit of a flyer, Our Dubai Girl, because last year she fired first out at like 30-1 with Fernando Perez on her. Won at 30-1 opening weekend. Fires good fresh for Frank Barabee. Scott Williams takes a call. So I put her in the third spot. I got 2, 5, and 4.
I've got your same top 2. I went to Susan's Luck on top, but they're interchangeable, the 5 and the 2, I think. Susan's Luck has the racing, been running. Got cooked on a really fast pace. The front end was absolutely crowded down in Phoenix last time. I think there was 3 or 4 of them. That was for 12-5 too. She's down here for 4. Definitely into to win here, and she's got speed going 6. That's going to be dangerous. I put the 2 My Bailout in for second. A little concerned about the abbreviated word tab, but she's got some back class. She's won for a lot more money than this in the past. And I put the 7 Hidden Harbor, another Phoenix horse, in for third. Kind of had some trouble with the turns down there, but hopefully it can handle things here, because sometimes the odd day when she was down on the inside, she'd get out a little bit and going to be tough to ride, but hopefully Hidden Harbor is on her best behavior. So I went 5, 2, and 7. Well, that'll do it for the Sunday analysis of the Hastings racecourse races for the Sunday, April 14th.
Day 2.
Day number 2 of the 69-day season. Up next on screen will be a quick recap of all of our selections. Start off with me. Back in race number 1, I went to the 2-horse Veni Vidi Vici. I went 2, 4, 6. In the second race, I went to the 1, A Spark in the Dark. 1, 5, and 2 for me in the second. In the third race, number 7, Form and Opinion. 7, 4, and 1. In the fourth race, number 6, Super Amazing, out of the Delbert Rycroft barn. 6, 1, 4. And in the fifth race, I went to the 6, the Classy Warren's Tony R. I went 6, 2, and 5. In the sixth race, I went to the 2, A Lasting Peace, coming in from Phoenix. 2, 4, 6. Seventh race, number 1, Tiggertown. I went 1, 2, and 4 in a very contentious feature. And in the 8th race, I went to the 5, the Speedy Susan's Luck. 5, 2, and 7.
And on to my picks. In the first, I agree with Mike. I went to the 2, Veni Vidi Vici. We came, we saw, we conquered. We will see.
We win.
2, 4, 6 for me in the first. In the second, I went to the first time starter number 5, Pirate Chest, over the 2 and the 3. In the third, I went to the Harold Berry train number 4, Stormin' Freeway, over the 7 and the 6. In the fourth, I agree with Mike, number 6, Super Amazing, over the 180 and the 2, Forever Me. In the fifth, I went to the 4, Here's Come Lucky, over the 2 and the 5. In the sixth, I went to the 2, A Lasting Peace, over the 4 and the 6. In the seventh, I went to the Golden Gate Invader, number 2, After the Conflict, over the 4 and the 1. And in the nightcap, I took the 2, My Bailout, over the 5 and the 4.
Well, that'll do it for the Sunday edition of Handicappers Corner. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. We wish you lots of luck in your wagers throughout the afternoon on the 8-race program. Don't forget, you can watch the show anytime after Friday, approximately between 3 and 4 o'clock. Later in the afternoon, every Friday, both weekend shows do appear on the Derby Bar and Grill website, as well as they're on YouTube. Just go to YouTube/Handicappers Corner.
Yeah, you can just type Handicappers Corner on YouTube, or if you go to our site, it'll direct you there.
So hopefully we've given you some a little bit of insight. We'll get you some winners for the opening weekend. Once again, racing will resume next Saturday, April the 20th. On behalf of Drew, I've been Mike Heads, wishing you lots of luck in your investments on Sunday. We'll see you next week here on Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill.
Paul Revere, now this is no bum steer, it's from a handicapper that's real sincere. I'm taking Valentine, cause on the morning line, the guys...